I'm Sarah T. Khan. I'm a health technology executive with over 15 years of experience in strategy, clinical operations, and commercialization. I've worked with Fortune 200 companies like DaVita and Optum United Health Group, health system enterprise organizations such as Kaiser Permanente, Sutter Health, and UCLA, and SaaS and AI high growth startup companies here in the Silicon Valley. My specialty is scaling health technology solutions that not only look good on paper, but also perform in real life healthcare settings. Today, I'm going to share 3 essential pillars to scaling technology in the healthcare industry, such that it drives clinical and operational excellence. Point 1, align innovation with your operators early. This might be an obvious one for those of you who are in healthcare and technology, but the best tech means absolutely nothing if it doesn't work for the front lines. Solutions should be designed for real-world workflows and business impact. They're intended to overcome pain points for your customer. And by understanding what the operations are like at the front lines, one can integrate the technology so that it does alleviate those pain points. For example, at a Fortune 200 company I worked with, we relaunched go-to-market across the Northwest US 5 states in order to meet the providers where they were. So rather than taking a gunshot approach where we plastered the entire market with our product, we met with individual physicians to understand what their workflows, pain points were like, and what their patients needed, and then customized integration of our product with those workflows. It resulted in tripling of market penetration within the first year in the exact same market with the exact same providers where that product had previously flopped. Point 2, jointly build infrastructure with your customer. Honestly, it's the only way to scale. Too many companies fall short and become stuck in the pilot phase. And let's be honest, scaling across the nation is very different from growing a pilot program. To scale, you need infrastructure. There has to be clear onboarding, post-sales support for the customer, feedback loops to ensure that the customer is able to troubleshoot any issues they run into, etc. When I led transformation at a SaaS health technology startup, we worked with over 200 provider organizations of diverse types across the country. And what I learned as a scaling expert in the company is that every workflow is slightly different and every customer expects something different. In order to scale, we had to ensure that both the customer and our technology company and the clinicians, if they're different from the customer, came to the table and we all aligned on our strategic expectations for the product. That was the only way to create alignment at a executive decision-making level and also achieve the results that we all expected. Point 3, humanize the return on investment. So most solutions today can demonstrate both clinical impact and business or revenue value. That has now become table stakes for most technology. In fact, that's why healthcare organizations seek technology. It's to deliver both quality and financial impact. In my experience, the solutions that scale best and quickest are those that not only deliver those two, but also create transparency around the value that they are creating. So they humanize the value that they're delivering. In order to nail the expand part of the land and expand strategy, leaders have to be able to lend transparency for their customers using data-driven storytelling. And that means taking numbers that might be written on a board deck presentation, like 36% reduction in length of stay or 200% reduction in administrative costs, and humanizing it. So telling stories, for example, a woman who had been admitted through the ED twice previously in this year was able to avoid an entire ED admission simply because of our technology. And we were able to show her how to seek care in the outpatient setting. That's a very powerful story and it makes an impact. As humans, we remember stories that have meaning for us. And frankly, the numbers I rattled off earlier, I don't even remember. But the story you will remember, and so will your clients. So no matter how amazing your technology is, it can't achieve the operational and clinical impact without partnership with your customers and without understanding what your frontline needs are at that organization. Let's work together to create the best future for your company and your customers. Find me on LinkedIn or on my website at saratkhan.com.